Do not link me. It's a bit European, isn't it?
Yeah. It's off the M4.
No, it's not.
Well, everything's kind of off the M4 if you add it on.
The whole country's off the M4 at some point.
Oh yeah.
So you do watch fucking telly, don't you? See, it's come out. Sorry?
I was 8 stone when I was 23.
Huh? I've got testicles that weigh more than that. No, it wouldn't be a yang wang wang wang.
I fucking love gang wangs.
We need a gif of that now.
AA's top 10 causes of issues with EV charging at public charge points. Now, the AA allegedly run... Welcome to VoltsMonster. This is the latest edition, and with me today is Virgil, Dog,
Woof woof.
and Newbie, who for some reason I seem to be sitting really close to. I don't really know why. Fortunately, she doesn't smell too bad, so that's probably positive.
That is positive.
Could be worse.
That's very intimate.
On today's show, we have a number of interesting stories.
We do.
So the first one is we've got someone who's stolen our idea from many years ago. Unfortunately, it wasn't patentable. So what they may have done is breached our patent in other ways, and that's something to do with mobile charging. So that actually comes from, it's a ZPN thing they've stolen in America. The next thing is that now Chinese EVs are now financeable. And there's 2 stories about 2 competitive Chinese EVs that have new deals.
That's big news.
That's big news, because one of the big challenges with Chinese EVs is insuring them and financing them for lots of different reasons. We've got another story which is about electric motorbikes. Weirdly, is not by Newbie.
That's crazy.
And it's all gone a bit weird today. And the last one is BP. It's something BP should have done a long time ago, and I've actually been there.
Really?
Although I didn't produce any footage.
Oh.
But I will do next time I go to London. And then the last thing is, we've got a letter! Another letter! It's actually come by post as well.
That's amazing.
Right, cool. So, first story.
First story. Well, you did say the first story was this one, so I think this is Newbies.
It's mine. It's mine. Yeah, so, US energy, something like that. You know that clip where it's like Donald Trump saying, drill baby drill?
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a national emergency, energy. I feel like this comes into play with that. So they decided, this company decided to work with US Energy, I believe, and...
But isn't US Energy a gas company?
This US company has a whole list of other sister companies.
Oh, okay. They're all cunningly called US.
US something.
US something.
And so similar idea to the ZPN drop or ZPN store. They've made like a portable charger, massive portable charger. The energy that's stored in there is made from, you know, fossil fuels, etc.
So they've cunningly created an EV charger that charges with fossil fuels.
Yes.
That is brilliantly stupid, isn't it?
It is.
Because that's why. Because I thought US Energy did LPG, which it might well do, which is liquid petroleum gas,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
And behind it, now in the picture I've just seen, it's CNG. So it's actually compressed natural gas. So they probably take that out of fracking and then burn it in the generator that's in the container
Fucking hell.
to charge an EV. So you can attach a ZPN drop, which has got a battery and no fossil fuels.
Yeah.
You can obviously attach it to a portable solar farm.
Yeah.
Or you could attach it to some kind of biodiesel generator, which wouldn't involve any form of fossil fuel.
But this is only for EV vehicles, so fleet management. You know, charging them overnight, then getting them back on the road. They've used it on a tractor, and it works well for them. It does level 3 energy power.
Yeah, level 3 is basically anything that's rapid or
Yeah,
ultra
rapid charge. Yeah.
So anything over 50 kilowatt.
Yeah.
I do love the fact that on the side of the diesel generator it says EV charging simplified.
That is not simple.
Um,
It's definitely just a storage container full of.
Old-fashioned EV charging.
Yeah.
yeah, so interesting story. It's not very new.
Hmm.
So, US Energy, if you're watching this, do you want something better? Cool.
Next story.
Next story.
Let's go for mine.
Who's the next story?
This is mine. So, BP. That's not actually my story. Oh, there it is. So yeah, first stop for EV charging. No fossil fuel.
Yes.
Ooh.
Do you know where that is? Without
it.
reading the article?
It's off the M4.
No, it's not.
It is. It says on there.
It's
M4.
not on
Well,
the
everything's kind of off the M4 if you add on.
Yeah, the whole country's off the M4 at some point.
We just revolve around
London.
there.
It begins with H. I did read the bloody road.
Oh, hello.
There's a certain station, isn't there, which is the road. What's the first letter?
Hmm?
What's the first letter?
H.
Although that's the London bit. What's the road name?
I don't know, probably Cromwell Road or somewhere.
Cromwell Road. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that.
On the A4, as you go over the Chiswick roundabout,
Yep.
there's a flyover that goes over it. When you go past there, on the left-hand side, you're going into London, is a BP petrol station, and on the opposite side of the road was another one, on the other side of the road. They've been there forever, right? Anyway, they've refurbished both. The one going into London, which doesn't make any sense, is fossil fuel. And the one coming out of London is EV. I don't understand why they did that. Doesn't make any sense. But
That is
anyway,
weird.
the reason I stopped there is I thought, I need petrol. And I got there and went, there's no diesel there. And the worst thing about that was I'd planned to fill up there because the next one on that road is actually on the M4 at Heston, which also starts with an H.
It does.
It's got a small M&S shop,
Yep.
like very expensive Tesco food.
Yeah.
And a
Branded.
wild bean cafe.
And
Inside.
yes, and do you know the story of Wild Bean Cafe?
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's invented by a 17-year-old
Was it?
apprentice.
That's
I
pretty good.
love that. What have I done?
So you've got a lot to live up to. haven't you? The site is quite nicely placed. It's quite tight. You can't get vans in there, which is a bit stupid in West London. So all those Amazon vans.
What do they do?
Yeah.
Concept is really good. Wrong side of the road.
Yeah.
I'll go there in an EV and try it out.
Nice. So they lived up to the. Wait until there's 9 cars, so then you can be the 10th and see if you can still get 300 kilowatts.
Well, you just need more than about 5 of them and see what it is. And you also need a car that can charge that quickly, because most cars don't charge over 150 kilowatts.
Yeah, that's true.
So, yeah, first one. Although BP announced at the end on Friday that they weren't going to invest any more in renewables and they were going to focus back on oil and fuel and.
Absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Annoying.
But it's not a bad little site. The shop is particularly small though.
It does look quite small. Next story. Fun bikes. So yours.
Fun
next.
bikes.
Story.
So fun bikes. That's new.
Fun bikes, yes. Only become aware of them recently, and they offer a range of different products. But the ones which really caught my attention, in regards to VoltsMonster, is their little electric motorbikes,
Ooh.
and they also offer scooters. They've got some quad bikes as well. Some of them are electric, fully electric ones. Then other ones are.
Are these for
actually-
children or are these for proper sized humans?
Yeah, so they can be used on
Obviously
both.
not you.
No, because I'm massive.
I was thinking you were more childlike.
But no, there's quite a crossover with who can use them, I guess. But I think it's a really cool little niche that they've got going on.
So it's a bit like motorsports. It really is just motorsports.
Yeah.
But they look like proper motocross bikes,
Yeah.
but
They
electric.
do.
They don't look bad value, really, do they?
They don't.
They actually look really nice.
So that's something that caught my attention is the prices as well.
Do they have adult ones?
Do believe they do. You've got adult quad bikes, road legal.
And road legal.
Road legal off-road buggies. That's pretty cool.
That's actually insane.
Yeah. So these.
Oh, they look pretty cool.
I remember when
They're
I was-
18 grand, so they must be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, they've got their fingers in lots of pies when it comes to like scooters.
Massive HGV container truck.
I'm so.
Ride on lorry.
Ride on lorry. Maybe we should get one and then you can ride to work on it. And
Yeah.
Well, they're quite cool and they're good value.
I do like this on the website. It's pretty cool.
A rotating carousel.
Yeah.
He's a nerd though, so.
It's nice, isn't it?
You are so sad.
Anyway, next story. Yeah, that's 3 down. Should we go for the letter?
Oh, we should go for the letter then.
Yeah.
So we go for the letter.
Let's go for the letter because I'm really excited. This has been quite a few episodes since.
Do you miss?
We haven't had a letter for a while.
No.
Yeah.
So are we ready for the letter?
I feel ready. That's a lot of words.
It is long.
Any cash?
Never know. You never know.
Blimey.
This
Okay.
costs.
This is going to take some reading.
Fucking hell.
I hope this letter finds you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and in the finest of fettle. How bushy is your tail? If your tail is bushy... Anyway, not only am I a 45-year-old chap of larger proportions in more ways than one, I'll have you know I'm also looking to step into the world of electric vehicles. Having been a diesel man much of my life, and I was wondering, with your great knowledge at the VoltsMonster desk, what EV indeed, or EVs you might recommend to someone of greater stature and curvier silhouette than others?
Lovely.
There's a question in there.
There is.
Sounds like your kind of man.
Oh.
Now, I do have a rather eclectic lifestyle in the Cotswolds with my dog Bruce and my Siamese cat Fanny.
What a name for a Siamese cat.
Well, it's just a pussy, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're American, they won't understand Fanny because Fanny is what you call an arse.
Really?
Yeah, they're weird like that.
They're weird.
So I'm looking for something a little quirky. Now Bruce, he likes to come everywhere with me. He loves a good jaunt around the countryside, harassing sheep and chasing the odd rabbit. That's illegal, isn't it? I'm not sure he should have admitted to that.
No.
He's an absolute terror. A little short-legged dachshund with the personality of a raccoon on acid.
That's a sight.
And the speed of Usain Bolt with a rocket up his arse. Let's just say I don't need the gym with little Bruce in my life. Well, he said he was a bit
This
chubby.
is a bit chubby. Maybe you do need the gym.
Maybe you do need it. I did read an article this morning about the beast from the Chaser. You know, from the Chase.
Oh yeah.
So you do watch fucking telly, don't you? See, it's come out. You don't just watch TikTok and play Roblox.
I watch TV.
What?
I watch TV. Yeah, I do. I used
So
to.
anyway, apparently he's lost loads of weight. He's now 18 stone.
That's odd.
That's nearly 19 stone.
Exactly.
Well, if we're rounding down, that's 17.
Oh my god. That's crazy.
Anyway, now any electric vehicle I consider must have room for Bruce, as he doesn't like to be tossed in the boot. Unlike Virgil. So it must be able to accommodate a doggy seatbelt as he likes to ride up front.
Shit.
Oh, I feel like I'm getting to know this writer quite well.
Yeah.
They're painting quite a vivid image.
Yeah. Should we start?
Fanny,
Haven't mentioned a name yet. I'm just curious. What do you reckon the name is of this?
I will cut. The name is quite funny as well.
Oh really?
Fanny, on the other hand, is very demure and she just stays at home, more often than not strategically placed on a windowsill, soaking up the rays, as we don't need any space for her. Unless, of course, she needs a trip to the vet. In which case, you must chase Fanny around the house until you get her into a corner. That could be really misconstrued, couldn't it? Fanny then gets very feisty and her hair stands on end, so I have to bribe her with dreamies until she decides to submit. It's a bit like my wife. Obviously, the dreamies do get stuck in your teeth a little bit. Anyway, cutting a long story short about room for a cat, basket in the boot, space is necessary. Have you ever tried putting an angry cat in a basket?
I have.
Fucking hell, there.
I've been
Gives me
scratched to
anxiety
death.
thinking about trying to do that.
Yeah. I can't do the scratching.
Had 2 cats.
What did you do with them?
I had to get rid of them.
Did you drown them in a river?
I gave them to my friend because I couldn't keep them anymore because I moved house.
Oh, okay.
They're actually quite happy. They're still alive.
Well, they're more happy with her than you.
No, they loved me. I hope.
Right, anyway. As a single 40-something gentleman, I only require space for a couple of bags of shopping. One generally gets shopping delivered from Waitrose on the weekday, so I only require a smallish boot.
But enough for
Another thing that's most important to me is a sunroof, as I do like the wind blowing through my hair. And Bruce loved to feel his ears flap in the breeze, as you really are quite a picture on a balmy summer's day. Another must is a fabulously good range, and it must have somewhat anxious disposition streaming around the Cotswold, playing electric gauge bingo.
It's very specific.
It is very specific. It's not something I fancy doing on the regular, so I need someone with fantastic range that charges quicker than a defib, if you get what I mean.
Oh my god.
I want something super nippy, super snappy, Bruce and Fanny friendly, and a vehicle that is above all else comfortable. No heated seats required. A man of my stature never has the desire to have sweat in the crack of his arse, be it on summer or winter. Electric seats would be a bonus, but an absolutely banging stereo is a must. So it's over to you guys. I await your recommendations. Hugh Jass.
Hugh Jass.
His name is spelled Jass.
Mr. Joss.
Huge.
Well, thank you so
Huge
much for writing in,
jazz.
Jazz.
We get the best letters, don't
We
we?
do.
So,
Hugh Jass.
quick recommendation around the table. EV of choice for that man. Come on, Virgil.
Definitely not a Tsunami or a Fiat 500. I reckon the new Mini.
A Mini. Which one?
The one that you tested. Was it the Clubman?
The Aceman.
The Aceman. That's the one. Yeah.
Yeah, good stereo. Small boot.
Yeah.
Goes all right.
Nippy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Room for a Fanny.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know.
Room for a Bruce.
Remember Bruce? Go-kart mode.
Has go-kart mode.
Yeah, go-kart mode.
So it's super snappy.
Can we-
Charges reasonably quick.
Can we
So,
get a sunroof and...
yeah, you can.
Oh,
You get a panoramic roof.
Colours?
Only comes in about 3 colours, the Aceman. It's really weird. Mini have basically ruined their colour choices. You go in there, you can have like communist, more communist, or bright orange.
Which is off communist.
Yes. So that would be. So that's not a bad recommendation. Newbie? What do you mean you have no clue? It's your job.
Potentially a Tesla. A Tesla doesn't have a sunroof, does it?
I think the Model X can have a sunroof.
Tesla Model X, because you can fit things in a boot.
Actually, they do have a
You could have
sunroof.
your
They have a glass
car.
roof. They have a panoramic roof rather than one that opens.
Got heat seats, but you didn't have to turn them on.
No, you don't
Yeah.
understand that.
Unless,
Sit a
They're
dog in
really
the front.
violent, the heated seats in Tesla.
unless your
Yeah.
boss has a remote control for it.
Yeah.
Whilst you're driving.
I don't know why you'd even say that.
What would your suggestion be, James?
No, yours is next.
Mine's next.
Ouch.
Fine. So I'm going to throw out 2 ideas here. One is the Ford Explorer, because I feel like that almost ticks all the boxes. We've got electric seats, we've got
Wider
fairly
seats.
decent sized boot,
Good range.
good range. That was the other point. I'm not sure if it comes with a sunroof though. So
You can make one by breaking one.
there might be an extra.
I can't remember.
No, I can't remember, but I think that the Ford Explorer would be up there as a higher price point for
Really?
Mr. It's a higher price point than my next suggestion.
Well, wait till you hear my suggestion.
Is it a Rolls Royce?
No.
It's gonna be a Yang Wang so you can jump.
No. Oi, wang wang.
So it's Yang Wang.
So the
So
other,
are you going to come up with a second suggestion?
a second
Okay,
suggestion
go
for
on.
a slightly cheaper price point would be the MG ZS for a real budget, bare bones EV.
It's a bit old man though, isn't
It
it?
is a bit old man, and it's a bit boring, but I think it ticks most of the boxes.
Boring is a good word.
It's very blue.
It's a car.
Well, the blue version's
It
very
is.
blue.
Yeah, it is definitely a car, but I think it will tick those boxes.
So my suggestion, put your water chain.
What is it, James?
Have we any idea what it might be?
Can you give us a clue?
Hmm?
Can you give us a clue?
What about
No.
ID?
Amazing.
But I can blow you all out of the water.
Okay.
Right? So I would buy a used.
Oh,
So this is where it gets clever, right?
I think I know.
How much is a mini Aceman?
28,000.
No,
isn't it?
39,000.
Okay.
How much is the Ford Not Very Exploring?
Shit, you have put me on the spot here. I think it starts around 49 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is a Tesla?
No clue. I don't know how
They're
much
about
that
50
was.
grand,
Yeah.
right?
50 grand, okay.
So,
Oh, I know what you're going to mention now. Yeah.
what am I going to mention?
So it's a used, because you mentioned it the other day, didn't you? So
You're
used,
cheating.
is it a BYD?
No. For about 50 grand, 60 grand, somewhere between 50 and 60 grand, I'd buy a used Taycan Turismo, right?
That's a flash.
You got to remember the Cotswolds. I'm seeing
Right.
it now.
And the one with the slightly higher ride height and the wheel arch extensions,
Okay.
right? And you can pick one up for between 50 and 60 grand used with about 20,000 miles on it.
Right.
Charges 250 kilowatt hour. Goes like stink. Is a hatchback kind of shooting brake. It's like an estate car, so Fanny and Bruce can go in it dead simple. It's comfortable, it's fast, range is all right. Blow you
Sunroof?
all at, and it will. You can order it with a sunroof, and you'll find it with a sunroof.
But if you get a second hand, you won't be able to order it.
Well, you just find one with a sunroof.
Good sound system.
All Porsches have good sound systems.
Sorry.
So, winner, fucking blown you all out of the. Rather than old man MG, communist Tesla.
Does it have go-kart mode?
No.
Ah.
And you'll look absolutely cool in the Cotswolds.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Driving down the A419 or whatever it is through the Cotswolds.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Up
Oh.
to Stowe and all there. See? That's why I am a genius!
We need a gif of that now.
What do you mean it's gross and weird?
E.T. looks scary.
It's funny about ET is that they've like single-handedly become recognised for using BMX in their
yeah.
videos. So you get, I'll be talking to someone, I ride BMX bikes, and they'll be like, ET.
Oh.
Yeah, but the one that he was riding originally wasn't a BMX, was it? Because he had a basket on the front of it.
I think it was a BMX with a basket.
Oh, was it?
I think
Okay.
That's
so.
quite
Yeah,
funny.
that sounds actually, yeah.
But everyone's like, ET. I know BMX now.
Yeah.
Can you fly then?
Hmm?
Can you fly?
Flight is an ambiguous word.
Who gives you wings?
It's just slow falling.
Yeah.
It's just another way of accelerating into the ground. My suggestion is the suggestion.
Yeah,
Do you not agree?
I agree. Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, let's go with that.
It's a good option, yeah.
So, see, I am the answer to all hellfire.
All hellfire.
Yes.
That's a bit brave.
Everyone wants to tell you they live in the Cotswolds, don't they?
Yeah,
That's the
they
thing.
They do. So there's actually two stories here. There is one that is about Xpen has partnered with Black Horse to provide finance and leasing. And then there is the story next to it. In the same week, BYD has partnered with Arval to launch leasing services.
Same website as well.
Same website, so this is from Automotive Management.
Same author.
Same author, 3 days apart or 5 days apart. So, not much to say other than this will open them up to bigger markets than they've currently got, which probably means, shock horror, that BYD and Xpeng have both underwritten the residuals of their cars. Because one of the big problems with finance at the moment with EVs has been residuals, which is why you can go and buy a Porsche Taycan Turismo for sensible money. But it does say a lot that the Chinese have now managed to resolve some of their financing and other issues that they've had.
It's not. It's relatively interesting on its own, but the fact that it's two,
It's 2 in the same week.
same person, same website. Interesting.
Obviously, he got a press release from both of them and just regurgitated it. Does it mean there'll be good value? I don't know. And that is one of the challenges with, particularly with PCPs and leasing stuff at the moment. It is getting decent residuals so that you, instead of just buying the whole car and taking the pain yourself.
Some of the incentives for EVs, they're kind of going away soon.
Yes. So there's less. There is a diminishing amount of incentives to buy an EV. So the cost of the finance becomes much more critical moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I am starting to see more BYDs.
Yeah, well, they're good. They are pretty good value. So you can get a BYD Seal for something starting with a 2. And then I came across this other story, which came out today, which is, why are you zooming in on it? So this is the AA's top 10 causes of issues with EV charging at public charge points. Now, the AA allegedly run a call centre which they represent 10 CPOs to explain to people what they're doing wrong when they try and plug it in and it doesn't work.
Are they in any position to tell people what they're doing wrong?
Probably not. I'm surprised Edmund King didn't come out and say this, because he normally gets rolled out every time.
Well, number one.
But anyway, apparently 17% of all the challenges occur using a public charger. I'm not sure what happens to the other 73% of those, but anyway, 83% of those. Anyway, so the top charging issues were unable to start a charge. That happens a lot on GridServe. When you go there and they just don't work. Next one is the charge cable is stuck.
Oh my god.
I assume that means in the car.
Yeah.
Because all the charge cables are on the outside of the chargers unless it's a ZPN charger and then it recoils in. The next one is kind of amusing. It was resolved by the customer with no assistance provided.
Amazing.
With
So you didn't
6% of
try.
them.
That's a large portion.
Huh?
That's a large portion.
The question is why did they then phone the AA?
It's probably 6% of people going to call the AA, and then it goes through. It's just waiting for waiting to get through to someone. They go like this: "Hello, it's the AA," and then you go, "Oh, I've got this. Don't worry." All right, don't worry. And then they hang up the phone, and then
Common sense was used.
Number 4 on the list, which is higher than the number 3 on the list, which I don't understand, is unable to stop a charge at 21%. So I assume they mean you only wanted to put in 5 kilowatts, but it carries on and you can't stop it. I've actually had this happen to me, and it was on a Instavolt charger, and literally I couldn't stop the thing. I even pressed in the emergency stop and it still didn't stop.
No way, that's
quite
crazy.
scary.
In the end, the car stopped it.
It's a pretty piss poor emergency stop.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
Next one is a pricing query. I'm not really sure why you'd phone the AA to ask them about the price that's written on the charger. Offline or out of order, number 6.
It's going to be higher than that, isn't it?
Well, the weird thing about this top 10 list, it's not actually in the order of the percentage that it is.
No.
5%. General inquiry at 4.5%. Someone just rang them up and went, is this a charger?
How do I use this?
Account inquiry, so you ring the person that's not involved with the use of the charger to ask them about your account. Then 9 is how to sign up on the app. All app-based EV charging is a stupid idea run by stupid people. And then 1.3% app queries. So, interesting list. How do we feel about that?
People are dumb.
People are dumb.
Like, I'm looking at this, like...
I think it does point
there must
out
be error.
some places for EV charging to be improved. There is definitely some substance to, you know, genuine things that need improving, but the numbers do seem a bit skewed.
So anyway, on that note, it brings this episode of VoltsMonster to an end.
Thank you very much to Huge Ass.
What have we learned? Apart from Huge Ass lives in the Cotswolds and should be driving a Porsche Taycan Turismo. US Energy have sort of stolen an idea but done it really badly by fracking, drilling a great big hole in the ground.
Literally.
We've learned that you quite like a little electric bike to ride.
Yeah, there's
That'll be
some
quite
promising
fun.
things there.
And that Benedict likes to take it in the boot. And on that note, it requires nothing else, does it?
No.
We bring this to a close. So say bye, Virgil.
Bye, Virgil.
Say bye, newbie. Say bye, dog.
Goodbye, dog.
And bye from me.